what's up, baby? I'm like, it's tea time, It's, you know, it's just it's it's something I feel like, I want to get off my chest. Like, um, I've experienced um that connection and like, in love. Just I found that guy, and for me, and I'm like so like gone with it. Like I'm like I'm happy. I'm happy with him. Like everything isn't perfect, but there's so much love and so much like so much life that I'm like it's um he is like the total package. Like he gets my I'm like he gets my weirdo. He gets you know he gets my sapiosexual. He gets my spiritual. He gets the pieces, the different sides, he gets, I'm like, he understands the gangster, he understands, the beast, he understands, the sheep, he understands, um, and is good with it. And I'm like, I'm good with it. Like, good, bad, and ugly. I mean, I can, like, the way we just, I mean, that saying that, like, when you know, like that piece, like, dude, if, you know, if there's an understanding, there's no need, for it to be understood because it's already good. You did. So I mean, it's so much that we don't have to talk about because it's like I can have a whole conversation with this man, like literally, and not say a fucking word. Like it, it just is, and it's great. I'm dead serious. Like I mean, checks all the boxes. I mean, the man is gorgeous. I mean, Jesus, man is on. I'm like, dead serious. The man is, slap yourself, wake up again. I'm like, and he's still fine again. I'm like, I'm like, yes, that he is. So it's just, I mean, so that box is, I mean, he is a beautiful individual with so much, you know, it's more than just potential because I mean it's active. I'm like it's not as a potential like where it's far off. It's like I mean the growth factor. I mean just I mean from within. I'm like the fact that and 333 on on the timer when I said it. It's the fact that it's like he wants to. It's like he's I mean he that interest where it goes way deep, way deeper than the surface. It's like when a person goes out of their way to like really really put themselves, you know, and pour themselves into you in ways that are like silent. Like you can't pay for it. A person that like really really can tell you about how the fuck you feeling, my nigga, and all you did was write a sentence, or all you did was I'm like from the tone of your voice, like they get you, that type of get you. And I'm like, it is a beautiful like experience, especially like for me because I'm like normally I'm the individual that possesses all those, and I have all of those things for other individuals, but it's normally not reciprocated. So like it's like a breath of fresh air to like actually have it manifested and actually be able to receive it. I'm like, so I'm stoked about it, but I'm like really, really, really in love, and I'm really, really proud of him. I'm like the things that he's accomplished. I mean, the direction and where he's going. The fact that, you know, although that there's big differences, like major, opposites. But I mean, it's instead of it being um, something that cripple, it's more like the spice that made Italian, makes Italian dressing, still I'm like still the sauce, even though there's so so much stark contrast, but at the same time, at the core of it, like the morals, the values, the trajectory of what I'm like the trajectory of what is probable. I'm like I I love possibilities. To give you the option range, but I'm so much of a practical individual, so probability and being able to make the math. And nothing is without its shortcomings, nothing is without its flaws, but I'm like the flaws, magnify, what's beautiful about the whole. I'm like, and he's fucking dope. I mean, dope, dope. I mean, dope. I'm like, I'm hooked. God damn it, I need a face. No, but it's just dope shit, and I had to like just put that out there in the universe, so it be known that you know, regardless of what, because motherfuckers got, what I'm saying, they ways. I got mine. Nigga, I ain't no fucking cup of tea on no day, my nigga. Like for real, I get on my own goddamn. I make my own ass itch. Okay, so I know damn well that it's times when the fuck he can't stand me, but my nigga, the man loves me eternally, and that's the dopest shit. Like I love, what he wants for us. You know, he might do it in ways where I don't like particularly agree with all the time, but I mean, with the as long as the most it means, you know what I'm saying. I understand because in the long run, you know, as long as we meet the destination and with minimal, you know, with minimal collateral damage, pretty much, I can underdig it and overstand it. So uh, I appreciate his just openly, embracing, what he feels, and the fact that I know that it was a hard fall for us both because of the scars, but both because there's an array of reasons, variations, variables, factors that were just um, not favorable, but to you know be able to come together and still after all that has been one had to face or endure through just being able to enjoy the bubble and to have it like really the bubble pierce, because the honeymoon bubble is like the best part of the relationship. And it takes a lot of love and a lot of work to be able to sustain and maintain after the bubble bursts. And we're commonly, gravity, um, and the facts of life, the cards that are dealt kind of ground you, bring you back down, and you guys are still able to know that even when things aren't as great as we want them to know that things are always great because I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got you, like you got me. I mean that I know that we have our different, our different traditions, our different um, uh, ways of approaching life, and everybody has their pet peeves, and just being able to know and grow with that person, but to know at the end of the day that you're still admire that individual, that you know, still at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. I'm like, we could have been at each other's throat, but by the time I go to bed, like, I don't want to go to bed with this man. I'm like, cause I'm like, I can't do it. I'm like, I try to, and I'm like, and boy, I'm like, that's a fight. Like, I'm like, inwardly, you just want to go fix it. I'm like, uh, I got schoolgirl on, bless you, cheeks. uh, it, it's so, I'm like, that's how you know, like, that's how you know, like, it's for real, for real, for real, because it got me at a, it, it's like, but, he's like, I'm like, he's my big husband. I need it. I mean, he is that alternate view of life, and just the fact that he has the same depth of being able to see me through all of the external factors, and like still be able to see me and not just um the outside reaction or what you, I'm like, just he understands my earth. And I'm like, and understand that transition of, being able to let the guard down and even trusting, just to feel safe with somebody like that, just to, I mean, it's a big thing for me to like, because I'm like, I'm always in charge. I was born grown. My nigga, I've been running shit all my life, and I ain't running from shit. But for me to say, okay, um, he's that guy. If I would slide to the side, my nigga, and let him drive. And, for me, that's a G14 to the roof, to infinity and beyond compliment. Because I don't run through shit. I'm running shit, my nigga. I am Ghostbusters, so I can't run from a goddamn thing. Who am I call? I am Ghostbusters. So if you know, if I step aside and trust that, you know what I'm saying, he can do it for me, and he can be that and do that. I mean, with all due know that we're at different levels and there's work to be done. I mean, there's a lot of healing, but there's a lot of healing and growth to do together. To see the fact that you have um the probable, I'm like, you have the variables that make the sense, that turn, those seeds, my nigga, and those senses of seeds, and just know that they're gonna grow and into, you know the dollars and the mega sense in the long run. To know that it's, you know um it's not, like um a drain. It's not, um I'm like, it's not a jealousy thing. Like, like, it starts off all good, and the same qualities that they started off loving you for. I'm like, eventually they become jealous of you for it. I'm like, it's a mutual, love and respect. The fact that, I mean, our individual gifts, they, it's just like they fit. So it's like, it's a natural, um I'm like, you can see, it's like you can see the co-creation, money, before you start to create anything. It's just like, it's implied, and like, like it's designed. And like I said, math and science is that I breathe. Like, so when the math, and I, I can turn these, I can turn all these hypotheses into very, very credible theories, and I can, the formula is formulating, and it ain't no, it's between him and I is, it's all it's a beautiful thing. Like when he got me stumped, I'm like, I am a linguist, I am a lyricist, I am a poet. And I'm like, when it has to do with words and the ebb and flow, like I'm like I just create my own language. So I mean, and he speaks them like, and that's crazy. And I'm like, he's not afraid of when he doesn't understand, like the dopest shit, because men. I'm like, with especially with the bravado and the overplay the egos and the prides and sometimes I want to choke this motherfucker life. I do not like this nigga all the time, but I love him for eternity. So I mean, it's the I mean I love him for the worst person and the best person he could be. Like because I know where the falls they're all implied is to get at with them. Like I know where those falls stem from because I've lived my life and I've had variations and experienced variations of in my own journey. So I can thoroughly understand I'm like underdig and understand where it is, what it is, and I look forward to experiencing all the beautiful things that life has to offer. And I have been silent, but um, I had to let it be known that regardless of whatever, like I know how to, I'm like I know what to do, where to do, and how to do. Just doing the do because I'm like Nike. I'm gonna just do it, and I do it, and it's done. So, and it's it's like an art form, and like the masterpiece, like creating, like literally co-creating your own, you know, tapestry. You know, the just pure divine, just manifestation of everything that you would want to create uh, in your life. I'm like, and just having that partner, that best friend, that you know, that big brother, that you know, passionate, just all the good shit, that you, all the boxes of the shit that yeah. That I'm like, yeah, there's all there, the yassa, yeah, and it's drippy, you know what I'm saying? And I'm triple dipping. I'm like, just to infinity and beyond. That's me. I'm he's the liquor and I'm a buzzing. Okay, for the light years of infinity and beyond. I swear to God. um, I love it. I mean, I love his the sincerity that he has. I mean, at the end of the day, like underneath all the male bravado that men have, like just his essence, and the spur roots of who he is. I'm like so for his divine, God given, just God essence, the God spark of him. I'm like I'm eternally addicted to that. I'm like he. I think I've met my man. And then I love it because it's like because I'm so much of the diamond in the raw like so the uncut, the unpolished diamond. I'm like from within, like it has nothing to do with the outer extremities or materials that surface factors. Although his boxes are boxed and they check and he does his shit very very well, my head. And he's done some amazing things, especially as of late. Like he is thriving, and I'm so very, very proud of that. Like, I've gotten to see this, growth spurt in where he was when we met and what he's accomplished, um, since, we I'm like, since we've connected and like just been on a journey, like I am so freaking proud of this guy. This, I'm proud of this guy. Like for real, for real. Three salutes, my nigga, is you that dude. And but I've always been supportive of everything that he does, just because the things that he does, what he pours himself into, the man is magnificent. I'm like, and if you don't feel like that about the person that you with, you might want to consider going to hold out, because when it just clicks and it is, I'm like, because it's like, yeah, I mean, you just can't help it. Mm. Um, his ugly gets on my nerves and makes me want to choke him, but at the same time, it makes me love him even more. And it's like a dope experience. And so, don't be silly. He's my dope right about now. So, like, if I need a fix, and bright prospects. I mean, dope future. And I just can't wait to, go skinny dipping in the co-creation with this guy, bucket naked, just telling him what we gonna do. I cannot wait. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like, is I'm thinking of it. Get those. And so like so I said all that to say that I'm in love with that guy. And although there's parts of this journey like when I would want to stomp it out, like I want to scream from under the ground and snatch some shit the fuck out. But you gotta, I'm like, I couldn't appreciate the dopest part of everything that we are individually and everything that we are collectively if, you know, I didn't, appreciate and respect the ugliest shit there is. So, I mean, go on that great journey with it. I'm like, 'cause once you go on that journey and you find yourself and you find that, like I said, that love that God has for you, that, God's love, and you learn to love yourself with it, and then you in turn get to radiate that from within. It's like, you're automatically gonna, the universe is gonna bring you what's yours. I'm like, because you're now on, vibing in that frequency where you are open to receive what God has for you. So, and, and you, you just there to receive everything that the journey has attracted. And um, just to be able to sit back and see an individual and actually see so much of yourself and like the ugly, the beautiful parts, but just to see them for what they are at, at base value, and to be able to separate, what they've done externally, but just to see the raw essence and just to be able to connect with that, and um and it strengthens you. It, you know it pushes you, higher. It's just like I'm like, it's not a force. It's not, the work is not having to like work at being okay with this person. I'm like, I was okay with this person before I was okay with the person. And I'm like, it's there. I'm like, even, I'm like, even when shit is bad between us, like it's still, I'm like, it's always there. Matter of fact, it's like one of one of the four factors that kind of keep this tractor sucking, um, because it's not like a phase. I'm like, even things that he does that are like make me like, ugh, like I'm about to like the okay. I'm about to run away. Dear God, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away. I'm gonna pray with always, and then I'm gonna fly away. But I don't get that forever. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like home. It's a different feeling. It's a so this is what I've been missing kind of thing, you know. And with that where you can kind of it's more it's a deeper knowing. It's just like where like your future with this person is more than on the visual level. It's more than the HD. It's like the HD came out and slapped me and brought me back to it presently because that is what it is. And that's the future and that's the destination and that's just what it is. And defend it. I'm like with my life. I'm like that. I'm like I would slap the world up behind him. Yeah. I don't give a damn if I want to slap him at the present moment. Don't try it. Okay? It ain't gonna work. Um, I'll deal with him later. It's just like that fierce. It's like the onion, the levels layering back because when you're in a relationship, like you really really love somebody. Like as far as a woman's stance, I'm like, you know, we possess that mother love because you know part of what grounds, part of what makes it home is that mother, that grandmother love. I mean, we have the the arrows, the passionate love, and then we got the love of a friend just wanting to see the best for you, like just wanting you to be at your best. I'm like it's different levels to it, and I'm like, and it's fun, and it's fun. And that motherfucker be having dying. I'll be on the floor. I'll be on the floor. But what you do? I'm like I'm like he just does it for me. I'm like so this is my unomission and message and statement off for the record. Yeah, I love you too, and I can't wait. And you don't have nothing to worry about not me not embracing me. I'm I'm like, what the fuck are you waiting for? Let's get this show on the fucking road. Like, let's let's change the world with this vibration. Let's show them, what it looks like when you do it authentic, my nigga, from the mud. It's not, it's not fabricated. It can't be duplicated. Like in the sense of carbon copy, but very much um, it can be used as a blueprint for you to authentically um, fill in the blanks of your own and make and create your own. Um, because once you've experienced it, like I'm like in the way that I've the big homie is blessed, you know, our my journey with this individual to be like you wouldn't want nobody else's version. I'm like it's not gonna stick right. It's not gonna hit right. Like it's gotta be unapologetically, authentically. I'm like meant to be. And I mean, for you, it's the custom of all custom issues, and we don't have issues because even the issues that we have, and even when they're issues, I know at the end of the day, it's him. That I'm gonna push through this shit. So at the end of the day, um, even if we're at opposite ends of an issue, I know that I can get through to him. Like you can't pay for an individual, to love and be in a relationship with an individual that actually hears you. And even when they're on their highest horse, I'm like they still hear you. because there's so many. I'm like, there's so many damaged relationships for being in a relationship with a motherfucker, my nigga, that didn't see you and couldn't hear you. I'm like, and wondering why my nigga shit is. I'm going buck stupid, my nigga, when they dumb and blind deaf, and wonder why shit go numb and go blank. I mean, because they're deciding the genocide of their own love relations, because um, this love is next generation, next level. I'm like, I wholeheartedly believe, and I'm all in for that. Um, I wouldn't want to duplicate this journey with anybody else because they it wouldn't work. I'm like, he got me. You got me, babe. Damn it, you got me. I'm a goner. But I love it. I love it, and it's awesome. And I just want to take the time to address them personally, babe. I love you, and thank you for being my anchor through a lot of the shit that I've been through, and thank you for seeing me and just going through everything that you've had to go through just because you chose me. And I'm just letting you know I choose you back. I'm like, it ain't Cinderella. It ain't perfect. We got a long way to go and a lot of work to do, but I'm in it to do it with you the longest. So now you heard it. Love you, babe.